Well, Alisha Lewis is here. She's the Assistant Commissioner of Operations for the Arkansas Division of Higher Education. And you're helping us close out the spring edition of Connect to College and Career with all those deadlines that students need to know. Let's start with the biggie, though.
July 1.
What is that? What do we need to know?
July 1 is the deadline for all of our state scholarships. So a lot of people are very familiar with the Academic Challenge, the scholarship lottery. That's the one that most of our students in Arkansas get. And that deadline is July 1. That means that students have to have their application turned in by July 1 in order to get scholarships for this fall.
Okay, so where do they go to access the application?
Great question. So we have a portal. It's called SAMS. Stands for Scholarship Application Management System. So SAMS is www, of course, sams.adhe.edu. You scroll about halfway down the page and it's going to say, hey, here's where you need to create an account, and then you're going to answer a series of questions, and those questions, or depending on how you answer those questions, where it's going to automatically prompt an application for you. So that's where you're going to go. That's your first step. You're going to create the account, then you're going to create the application. You're going to answer those questions, and then if you're an Arkansas public school student or graduate, we're going to get your high school transcript. We're going to all of that sync over, and it's relatively an easy thing to do.
I was going to say, but if they need help, is there someone that they can talk to?
Absolutely. So I'm glad you asked that. We have so many people that are invested in these resources. Like if you don't feel like you can go talk to your high school counselor, or if you have a career coach, you can always email my office. And once you email my office, sometimes it takes us a couple of days to get back to you, because we have over 40,000 students that are sometimes a little nervous about the application process, and then of course the timing of when that money actually lands at their institution. So you can email us, you can call us. Just keep in mind, be patient with us, because sometimes we get a couple of calls, we get a couple of emails throughout this time of the year.
There is all the information that you need to reach out if you do ever have questions about this process. So this is something that all students should be applying for, whether they're going to a four-year school, a trade school, private. Does it matter?
It does matter a little bit. So the Arkansas Academic Challenge, whether you're going to a private college or a private university, which in Arkansas we say college is a 2-year community college, and then a university is a 4-year comprehensive university. So if you're going to a private or a public, this is the scholarship for you. Arkansas Academic Challenge. It doesn't matter if you are in a program that is leading to an associate degree, or if you're in a program that leads to a bachelor's degree. Either one, this is the program for you. But now what Arkansas does have is we have another option that is also a version of a scholarship that is sponsored by the lottery. And that is Arkansas Workforce Challenge. And that particular scholarship is for students who might decide they want to go into a high skills area. They want to maybe even return to college. Maybe you decide that you want to learn how to be a plumber or an HVAC or in construction trades. So some of these high skill areas that are not necessarily for a degree program. They are what we call non-credential workforce, or their workforce training, or their skills areas. Arkansas is one of the only states in the entire country that has a scholarship for those.
I honestly cannot believe that. I feel like we should be investing, the whole country should be investing in the trades for sure. These
Absolutely.
Skilled trades are so important.
They are, and it's a very lucrative career. You know, we talk a lot of times about the value of higher education, and like, okay, you've invested 4 years in yourself and you get a bachelor's degree, and how long do you have to work at your job before you actually see the value of your education? And, you know, for different programs, of course, they see that value really quickly. They see the return on their investment really quickly. But these skilled trades programs, they see that return on their investment super quick, like sometimes minutes. Like they graduate, and then these students are able to go to work and earn a family-sustaining wage and earn it very quickly.
And we have amazing institutions within the state that are teaching these trades.
Absolutely.
It's been really cool to visit. So same website to access this workforce
Yes,
scholarship?
all of our state scholarships are in that same portal. And so as you're going through and you're answering those questions, it might say like, hey, what's your highest ACT score? And of course you would answer that. And then it would say, are you interested in pursuing a career in a high skills area? And you say yes, and then that automatically prompts your application.
Perfect. Alicia, is there anything else that we need to know ending the spring semester going into fall?
One thing that I want to remind our students is that they do have to complete the FAFSA. The FAFSA deadline, we have to have our application in by July 1. After that, you have about 2 weeks that you have to have your FAFSA done. So you have to have your FAFSA to get that academic challenge. It is not needs-based, but you do have to have it in order for us to award you your scholarship. So those are the two most important steps. If you have already applied to a university or a college, then these are the last 2 steps for you.
Perfect. Always great information from you, Alicia.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it.
Good to see you.
We'll have more Good Morning Arkansas after this.